got an absolutely beautiful river, Maigue, in Limerick. This river means so much to so many different communities in different ways. I think rivers, they're that connection. They connect communities, develop relationships, develop interests. They're almost like arteries going through the countryside, and they're something that can bring people together. You take the time to go down the river in a kayak and really experience the river.
Just going around the corner and just finding a stretch where you see absolutely no other life, no other people, birds singing, and nature at its best.
If you look at the bottom of a river, you'd think nothing was happening, but if you take that time to collect the invertebrates, you'll see everything and the whole ecosystem down there.
When you just cross the river on a bridge, you would just think it's just water running down to the sea, and there is a lot of life in and around the river, which yes, it's worth caring about and keeping.
In the glory days, this was a phenomenal river for salmon fishing and trout fishing. It was world famous. That's no longer the case, sadly. The salmon have declined dramatically. And the river has, it's been changed a lot by arterial drainage, and you've got the impact of poor water quality and so on.
This has been one of the best salmon rivers in Ireland over the years. We had some tremendous years up to maybe 83, 84, the river didn't start to decline, Our fly life has been decimated, a lot of our fish, on the river. So without that, if we've pollution, it means we've no fly life. We've no fly life, we've no fish.
We're all sort of culpable, I suppose. We've been complacent about rivers. We treat them as somewhere to get rid of excess water, or God forbid as drains, to get rid of waste.
What I have strived to achieve anyway, and I think what I have achieved, or we have achieved with everyone on the board, is that to work with the farmers in cooperation and with the landowners along the river. Rather than, there's enough bodies and organisations going in trying to implement and trying to impose decisions on landowners, rather than working with the landowners and find out what the landowners believe and what the landowners want to achieve. Because you will find, if you talk to the people along the river, that they know more about the river and they want more for the river than people who are coming in from outside saying this is what you should do here and that's what you should do here.
We have a big problem with alien plants, particularly giant hogweed. Very difficult to control. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take the involvement of lots of different agencies and a lot of money. But there's one part of the catchment that we have, and that's the Morningstar River, where we're trying to actually eradicate it because it isn't too established there. And we got money to carry out a survey 2 years ago. We walked the length of it, 40 kilometres of it, to see where the giant hogweed was. It'll take maybe 5-6 years, constant work. We'll actually be able to eradicate it from the Morningstar. And I think that would be very significant, because if we did nothing, it would come all the way down on the river, down to Bruff, down to Atlacca, all the way down.
The landowners have given their permission to let the trust workers come onto the land and to work on the hogweed project.
We need funding to do it, because every year it's a bit of a challenge getting the funding. So far we've been very lucky. We've got it from various sources like LawPro, the Community Water Development Fund, the County Council and so on. So we have succeeded so far, but it is a constant struggle, but it's something that we're committed to doing over the next many years it takes.
at the end of the day, the landowners have the final say. They have the first and final say in what happens on their land along by the river. So, you know, you're better off working with them and listening to them, and I think you achieve more that way.
You know, people have been living here for thousands of years and farming here and so on. So there's not much natural habitats and biodiversity left, except for the rivers. The rivers are really one, really important resource for biodiversity. So what we want to do as a trust, and the trust hasn't been here for very long, in 2017 it was established formally. We want to improve the habitat for biodiversity, for the fish, for the animal life, for the plant life and so on. And we want to spread the message, it belongs to the people.